I must have been around 5 years old when I first saw this game in action, and it was actually my older brother who I remember watching because he was obviously a bit older than me, and he knew what he was doing when it comes to playing games. Well, not anymore anyways, he kind of sucks at them, but I would sit there in complete awe that this game that allows anyone to be Spider-Man is actually right here in front of me, and with that I fell in love with this game. I would play it every weekend and I would never get bored of it. For me, it was an escape to a world where I could be my favourite superhero, saving the day. But let's get to the real question. It's now 2016, and for me, Spider-Man's coolness has kinda died down due to a few horrible films. But what about this game? Does it hold up, and is it still fun to play? Well, in this review I'll hopefully tell you, so sit back, relax, and as always, stories up first. The storyline found within this Spider-Man game is simple yet entertaining. The main plot consists of Peter Parker trying to clear his name as an imposter Spider-Man causes trouble at a science expo that is now being run by the reformed Dr. Otto Octavius. Soon after, two mysterious villains are seen releasing a deadly gas across New York, and with that it's up to Spidey to save the day and, like I said before, clear his name. Now, the story is very simple and it's very easy to follow along. Throughout the game you're introduced to various different characters from the comic, such as Black Cat, Daredevil, Rhino, Scorpion, and of course a few others, making Spider-Man a great introduction for any newcomers who are not familiar with the characters and also want a fun game to play through. Overall, the story is good, just don't go expecting anything too complex or heavy. Regarding graphics, I'd have to say that the game looks pretty good. Remember, this is a PS1 game from the year 2000, but even with the hardware limitations that are brought with that, I think that the game does a faithful job at recreating the look and feel of those Spider-Man comics I once read as a child. Character models look good, especially the bosses that you'll face, but certain enemy types can be seen often and that may get a little bit annoying as there's not much variation in that. However, in-game environments do their job very well, but they can look a little bit dull at times, especially in the sewer sections. On the other hand, you have in-game effects such as Spider-Man's web attacks and other effects like explosions. They do look very cool. You also have FMV sequences that aren't too bad to watch, thankfully, and are often entertaining, even though characters don't move their mouth when they talk, which is kind of weird. Now, I just mentioned it before, but due to this game being released on the PS1, there are some limitations on what the game can handle, and with that you'll often experience pop-in of buildings and the occasional see-through texture as well, which, yes, is annoying but shouldn't really stifle the enjoyment that can be had when playing the game. Onto gameplay, and straight away you'll notice that Spider-Man is pretty much your standard action platformer, but you can do all the cool things that people often see Spider-Man doing. You can web swing, you can crawl on surfaces, and just other web-based stuff to help you defeat the bad guys. In short, you are Spider-Man, go do Spider-Man type things. When combating enemies, you have your simple punch and kick combos that you can pull off, but also web-based abilities as well. The combat isn't that deep at all and is often just you mashing a few buttons until your enemies drop. When playing the game though, Spidey controls simple enough. X is to jump, square and circle are your kick and punches, triangle does webbing, and R2 allows you to swing to the nearest surface that is in front of you. The only real problems that crop up most of the time is that of the camera and the controls not being too responsive as you'd like it to be, but you know, that's what happens. Levels in the game are quite short and often very simple, making you take out enemies along the way till you get to a certain point in the map. Maybe you'll have to pull the odd switch or two or destroy the odd generator, but overall you shouldn't be getting stuck anytime soon, and not to forget the game is quite short. I finished it at around 4 hours or so, which brings up another one of my points, is that how easy the game is. I played through on hard and medium through most of my playthroughs, and I was able to blast through the majority of the enemies and other challenges very quickly. Overall, I did want just that little bit more variety when it came to missions, harder and smarter enemies, and just a longer game, but looking away from those issues, this is still a good action platformer. To conclude this review, I think that this really is one of the better Spider-Man based games out there. If you're a fan and looking for something to play, consider picking this game up, and the same goes for those who are looking for a fun yet casual action platformer to play through. There are also a ton of extras such as costumes and comics to collect. Thanks for watching my review of Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1. If you want more videos similar to this, then make sure to click the screen now and you'll be sent to my playlist. Or, if you have any suggestions for future reviews and so on, then make sure to comment down below. But, as always, I'm the Friendly Bro, and I'll catch you guys next time.